The last consideration for mindfulness is the sticky thoughts. So yeah, great, Chitananda. Yeah, just keep letting go of the negative thoughts. But what about the thought that keeps coming back to me like 1,000 times a day for the last 10 days or the last year? Like that happens, like what do I do with those? Well, those are called sticky thoughts and they're sticky. I get it. Usually or always, those thoughts usually have a pretty immense emotional charge to them. Something happened in your past that caused either a major reaction for you, maybe the other person reacted and then you reacted to their reaction. You got really sad, or you got depressed, or you got angry, or you stormed out, etc. These are all emotional charged experiences. And so the way that we let go of those things, one, hard cardiovascular exercise can help a lot. One time I had a situation with a friend and it was difficult. That was a very difficult situation. In retrospect, I learned a ton from that. We always do from the difficult times in life. It's important to keep that in perspective, that life isn't supposed to be happy all the time. If it was happy all the time, we'd basically learn nothing. So so I was about to go do mindfulness, the sticky thought mindfulness practice, which I'm about to teach you. But then I remembered the thing about hard cardiovascular exercise. And so I got on my exercise bike at home and I went really hard, like high intensity interval training, hard, like 30-second sprint, 1 minute walking speed, 8 times. That's 15 minutes. And that's a hell of a cardio workout. Your heart is beating, you're breathing heavy, and it clears you out. What it does is it clears out the energy body, various energy lines so in that case, I was actually had an energy line connecting me to this other person that we had a major disagreement, and it was gone after that. Even in the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was gone. I was like, wow, I feel a lot better. Now I still had a little bit of ego reaction, but not the same emotional, energetic charge. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, let's just go meditate now. And then I was good meditating. The person wasn't showing up in my mind the way he was prior to exercise. So exercise is huge for sticky thoughts much of the time. I'm going to give you a few tools here because sticky thoughts are challenging. And sometimes you need more than one tool. So what else do I got for you? Journaling, but not the kind of journaling that you keep a journal and then narrate the journal in a popular TV series for the world, or not the kind of journal that you read as bedtime stories to your unwilling children. Actually, not a journal at all. A legal pad, something you can rip the paper out and shred when you're done. Because you're going to do catharsis here. You're just going to put it all out on the page. You're going to let go of it from your mind, get it out on the page. What are you angry about? Use as many I feel statements as possible. That's hard for a lot of people to actually acknowledge that they feel angry, sad, melancholy, whatever they're feeling. So practice that. Get used to actually owning the feelings that you have. And then some people tell me they don't have those feelings, but I can literally see that they have those feelings. So then there's repression of feelings. So we need to get used to, we have to retrain ourselves to own the feelings that we have, really feel what you feel, and then put it on paper. When this person said X, Y, Z to me, I felt really sad. I felt really angry. I felt pissed off. I felt if you need to cuss, you cuss. Okay. We're not sending energy that person's way, because that's also real, by the way. You can give someone a headache. We're just getting what's in our mind onto the paper to be observed. Once you have those emotions on the paper, now you become the observer rather than the emotion feeler. You can actually observe your emotions from a distance. You can really kind of think about those emotions and have a higher view of those emotions. And for example, here's one outcome that could happen for you if you were to do this. And I recommend keeping that legal pad by your bed or in your room, so you see it every single day. I recommend doing this maybe daily for a while, and just start creating that habit of owning your feelings on paper. And then this becomes automatic in your mind eventually over the next several months. One outcome is, when so-and-so said this to me, I felt so blah, blah, blah. And then as you write about why you felt blah, 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 oh, because they said this and that really pissed me off. And then as you're doing the writing, you're like, wait a second, they said this. Did they mean this or this? Because the same words can mean two different things sometimes. And depends on intonation, depends on how they said it. But maybe you realize that you actually had a preconceived notion about them subconsciously, and you were reacting to something that wasn't there. This is called the Maya, the grand illusion of life, which is actually part of your ego mind. The ego is the Maya. So if you got caught in ego reaction, I guarantee you are stuck in the grand illusion. And to get out is to look at things from an even mind, from a balanced mind. And you might even find out in doing this process of writing about it that you're like, oh my God, I was getting angry about nothing. I need to call my friend up and apologize for reacting, because I totally misunderstood what they were actually telling me. They weren't telling me that I'm a bad person. They were telling me this really great constructive criticism, which is really going to help me moving forward, because now I can really receive it. There's so many positive benefits that can come from doing this practice weekly, multiple times a week. And I strongly recommend it for everyone here. At the very least, just don't hang out. Don't hang out in negative thinking for a minute, even more than a minute. Some people go an entire lifetime. You have people who have hunchbacks, and one going theory of that is, if you think a lot of negative thoughts for a really long time, it can actually have a physical effect on your body. It's called psychosomatic illness. So yeah, don't do that. Choose bright, happy thoughts. And if you're not able to, if you're stuck in the chains of Maya, in the grand illusion, keep coming to class. Keep meditating with me. Meditate at home. Practice mindfulness daily. You won't be stuck in those chains for very long. So this is the practice, this is the path out of suffering and into daily empowerment, into clarity of mind. So that's all I have to say on that.